Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, Rich, how are you? Keenan, thank you for coming through. I really appreciate it. I'm just doing a little live today. Um, I know a lot of people are probably familiar with Black China and what has occurred in her life um, in the past few weeks. Let me hold on just a second. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about that. And I hope that, hey, Chiki, how are you? I'm glad to see you. Hey, sis. Look like it's one person watching so far. Nobody's interested in this. Hey, Rich, how are you? I'm glad to see you. I don't know if you'll stay too long, but I'm just glad that you came through. Please make sure that you press the like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be talking about rebranding challenges, breaking free from the box. And I'm doing an open panel. So, um, you know, be, you can come through or get on the panel, whatever. We can talk about it. Um, like I said, I am focusing on, hey, Arabia, how are you? Tried to contact you. Oh, and I have to get your birthday gift too, as well. Um, I'm just glad that the few people here, like I said, I'm talking about rebranding challenges, and a few people in the media has done that. And one is Angela White, which would be Black China. Black China has been in the news for a variety of things. She, used to be a stripper. Then she made a name for herself, being a dancer and being known by Drake, the rapper. And as she, became famous doing some of the videos, music videos, and everything, she um, ended up meeting Kim Kardashian's brother, which I think his name is Rob. Hey, Realist, how are you? Good to see you. And she ended up dating Rob, having a baby. But I think her first baby's father was Tiger, the rapper, and then she ended up with Rob Kardashian. I seen her reality show maybe I think like a year or two ago, and the reality show, I don't know if she was portraying a character. I think the mother said, hey, Omega, is Omega in here? Think okay. um hey, Omega, how you doing? Yeah, and her mother and her had a very very turbulent relationship with each other. I don't know if that was for the camera. I think some of it was for the camera, but some of it was because her mother wasn't as active in her life like her grandmother, because her grandmother raised her. So when I saw the reality show, like I said, I don't know if that was a character. That's who she really was. She was very self-absorbed. She was, the people that worked up under her. Um, she seemed not to be like really a nice person, and even her best friend for many years, Treasure, they were really close, and they ended up getting into a big fight, which broke up their friendship. And she was just talking about how Black China was very self-absorbed, self-centered. She just wasn't really a good friend. Treasure felt like she always had to be the bigger person and apologize, or be the bigger person, and just really, to keep their relationship going. And eventually Treasure's just like, I'm done with it, like my peace is more important. And she just and Black China seemed like she just had a lot of turmoil. It's like she wanted to change, but it's like she could never change. And in the last couple of weeks, in a few weeks, I think her birthday, I don't know when her birthday is, but I guess it was either recent. But whenever her birthday was, she ended up getting baptized, and she proclaimed to be a born again Christian. She also removed a lot of her fillers from her face. Hey, Gartrell, how are you? And she ended up getting her fillers, removed from her face because they started to protrude in her skin. She even got a breast reduction, um, and she ended up slimming down her butt. And she said that she felt like God was telling her to do that, because she was trying to be a different person, a new creature. And a part of being, if you're in the Christian faith, if it's always talking about becoming a new creation, a new creature when you accept Christ. And that's what she says that she's doing. She looks quite different. Actually, she looks more at peace. She looks like she looks like she's happy. She looks like she's more confident herself. She also seems to be she just seems to be very calm. Hey, free thinkers. Good to see you. So a lot of things about her has changed on the inside, but it reflects on the outside. And this is a part of rebranding. And sometimes when people put you in a box or put a label on you, um, they can put that label on you, and they want other people to see, or who they think you are. But sometimes you have to show people who you really are. And I think through this transformation that she has gone due to her faith, she has really transformed. I could see her really transforming, well, allowing herself to be transformed by a higher power. And I just thought it was pretty interesting. And that's why I want to talk about rebranding challenges and breaking free from the box. Because there's so many people that will sometimes put each one of you in a box. Some people like Arabia, they might put her in a box and say, "Oh, she's crazy. Oh, she's this." But you really don't know Arabia from to the core. You don't know who she really is. She really, you can't put labels on people, even Chicky or free thinkers. Like, people will try to put you as they see you, not as you really are. And you have to come out and be the real person who you are on the inside. So I'm just gonna share my screen and show you the process of her doing some of her the things that she's altered about herself, having them removed. And I'm doing one of the videos by Entertainment Tonight. And let's see. Let me share this with you guys. Okay. So let me know if you can hear it. You guys hear it or see it? Tell me, guys, if y'all can see it. No, you can't. Okay. Let me try this again. Be patient with me. Let me see.
that. And it's just time for like a to go get these fillers dissolved from my cheeks and from my jawline because enough is enough and it all has to come out. I ain't even worried about no stinging. I just want it out.
Black China is ready to go back to her natural look.
I had to like come out, show out, you know? I'm doing good. I'm just feeling blessed right now.
China, whose real name is Angela White, documented the process of getting her facial fillers dissolved in her cheeks, jawline, and lips on Instagram.
I'm so excited about taking these fillers out. Like, what is this? Come on. Like, what is that? What is that? Girl, bye.
In the clip, China tells the doc that she's ready to dissolve it all and go back to the baseline.
First of all, I'm tired of the look, and it's just not flattering. It's just not what I look like. It like totally changed my face. And I'm ready to get back to Angela. Like Black China, like Black China's Black China. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've outgrown that. And it's just time for like a change.
The model and former reality star notes that when she would get her makeup done with the fillers, the look would be a little too dramatic.
So I'll be looking like Jigsaw.
Yeah, that's a reference to Jigsaw from the 2017 horror flick. China shares the process of getting her fillers dissolved and says the results are almost instant, explaining that her face isn't as boxy as it was before. But this isn't the first time China has opened up about reversing some of the cosmetic work she's had done.
Whew. I'm in recovery mode right now. Got my bandages on. As you can see, got my breasts reduced.
Earlier this week, China, who's 34, said she got her first silicone enhancements when she was just 19 and spoke candidly about removing what's left from her breasts and backside.
One of the best decisions I could have done in a very long time.
China's not only changing the way she looks, but she's also pulling back on how much of her we get to see. She recently announced that she's getting rid of her OnlyFans page, which has reportedly made her hundreds of millions of dollars.
I just wanted to just really focus on me, and I'm trying to set an example for my kids.
China shares a 10-year-old son, King Cairo, with her ex, Tyga, and a 6-year-old daughter, Dream, with another ex, Rob Kardashian.
It's really definitely been an experience. I'm really grateful.
And China says she wants to be around for her babies. Another reason she's done going under the knife.
Because you can get sick, you can die, have complications, and all this other crazy stuff. I haven't had any crazy complications since I got it, but now I'm moving here in life. So I want this out of my so I can grow.
Wow.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com
and
set up your store on a single.
What she has done so far. I'm going to also share this interview with her as well. I'm going to share another video with her that I think you guys need to see. Said she's really making a lot of changes.
I'm doing it for myself, but then encouraging other people that's even thinking about it. I wanted to reverse it. So I was like, let me take this out and get back to myself. Everybody's been really, really supportive. Even when I posted, I didn't think that it was going to be so massive. I posted, it was maybe 3:30 in the morning, and I'm I'm healing from my surgery. And I'm like, let me just post these. And I went to sleep and I woke up and it was but in a positive way. And then when I saw that, I'm like, this makes me want to even be more open and vulnerable, with the people so they can see. So that's when I documented me dissolving my face fillers and the lips. As women, we want to look the best and as fake as possible and plastic and everything needs to be perfect and this and that, but that's not normal. that comes from like insecurity and different things of that sort, and just being in that certain kind of life and lifestyle. Kind of done with that type of lifestyle, and I just want to step into my own and own it. It's very, very, very dangerous, and it's illegal too, because you don't know what it is that they're injecting you with. Rest in peace to the people that has passed away from this, from getting this procedure done. It's just not worth it, and that's why I keep telling people, like, just don't even do it. I got it done when I was 19. I'm now 34, so thank God I didn't have like crazy health complications to where as though I would get sick and things like that. But I have throughout the years like fell ill to it. It would just kind of give me like a little fever, and it would kind of like get agitated and aggravated and kind of swell up on me. And it's like a very uncomfortable feeling. But for some girls, like, you have discoloration of the skin, thinning of the skin, disfigurement. And in some cases, when the girls try to remove it, they can't remove it. And they have to then now undergo a procedure where they cut your lower back or underneath your buttocks area and now scrape it out. So it's not a good feeling, obviously, for the person that has to go through this. But it's like, at the end of the day, don't even do it. Like, the gym is the best place. Like, go to the gym. Everything has been kind of trickling down for me and like lining up perfectly. So it's like, now I'm just going by faith. I'm not even really going by like the Black China way or like the Angela way. Let me just let God lead me. Like, trusting in God in every step that you take and not trying to figure it out like for yourself. I have my church home with my Pastor James. Hi, Pastor James. Love you. Pastor and his wife. And I have Miss Alex and my prayer warriors that help me along this way, because you just can't do it by yourself. You have to have like a team to help you go through it, because sometimes you might kind of fall short. And especially with somebody that is very familiar with the Bible. So it helps. And then sometimes like I might need extra prayer that day. Like, I don't get on the phone, like, I need y'all to pray extra hard for me today because I'm like going through it. So like all the prayers combined and being sent, it's just a beautiful thing. I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired of the same repetitive things. So I'm like, let me dig deep and see what it is that I'm doing wrong, because obviously it's something that I'm not doing right. Even if I think I'm doing something right, I wasn't doing the right thing. So now I'm like doing the right thing to the best of my ability, so I can become whole. I'm not doing OnlyFans anymore. And, shout out to the girls that do it, but I'm kind of past that. I'm past that. It's like one of those things, I did what I needed to do at that moment because of the circumstances that I was in. And then it's like, you do it and it's just like, you got to get out of it. And besides, like, me being baptized, like, that's just not what God would want me to do. Like, and it's kind of like, no, it's degrading. I feel like once I get to the point where I need to be at, because I feel like I need to be alone. Like, I'm on my healing journey. So it's not a thing to where as though it would be a bad thing if he was a part of it, but just, I need to just worry about myself so I can worry about my kids and my businesses and things like that. And I feel like once I'm complete with that, or when I'm starting to feel more whole, then we're going to link up. Like, right now, I'm just focusing on myself. Robert and Michael, has never been like no bad blood. You know what I mean? Or nothing negative. It's just like two different people on two different paths. One day those paths had collided. That's how we got the babies. But no. Just like moving forward in 2023, like, it's all positive vibes. Like, yeah, no more situations. I don't post them a lot because I see like some of the comments and things like, oh, she never have her kids, da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, right. Yes, I do. I just don't post my kids. I want to keep their privacy. And a lot of...
Grandpa, when I found the bird, I prayed, God, you made this poor little guy, so maybe you could help him out.
Well, that was basically what I wanted to share with you. Sorry about the commercials. That's what I basically want to kind of share with you. Now you see how the change. Look at it. Okay, thank you. You're welcome, Arabia. You see how even her demeanor. Hey, QT. Even her demeanor has changed. Just like I was talking about earlier. Before, she seemed like she was like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen a person when they're like in an interview and they seem like they're not really there. They're just a shell of a person. She would answer the questions, but it was just kind of like she was playing a role. It wasn't like, how she is now. Seems like she's very confident. She's very sure about what she did and why she did it. And she's also seems less insecure. If you notice, she has very light makeup. She's covered. She doesn't have anything like revealing like she's worn before in the past. It just seems like she's made some kind of change. So sometimes when we make changes on the inside, the changes come outside. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing when we learn to do the work on the inside, how it transfers to the outside as well. And I think about like some of my things that I've dealt with in my past, and as women, even men have some insecurities about themselves, and it doesn't make it better when other people kind of point out some of your insecurities. But when you start to get to know who you are, some stuff won't bother you, or if it does bother you, you know who you are, and you just put it behind you. Because at the end of the day, you are the person that's responsible for you and how you react to things, how you deal with your life, what you do to for yourself to improve yourself. I'm not against plastic surgery, but if it's something that you are trying to hide your insecurities, if um have, say for instance, if you're kind of a person that never had breast and you would like to have bigger breasts, well, is it for you, or is it because you want to be noticed, you want to be seen by the opposite sex or the same sex or whatever? Like, what is your reasoning for getting the surgery? And I think sometimes people need to do more internal work. And then, once they do the internal work, if they want to get the surgery, whatever type of surgery, then that would be on them. But I don't think surgery is just a band-aid, because after, some people finish with surgery, they still feel the same. And sometimes they're worse. So it goes to show you what Angela's doing. She's starting to work on the inside, and with her working on the inside of herself, it's causing her to see some things that she might need to remove. If I used to say, now her makeup was really dramatic in the past, so now you see it, now it's very natural. You can see some of her natural beauty in her, in her face. And like I said, she's covering herself to where it's like, I don't want to get the wrong attention anymore, because I'm trying to be a different person. I just want to know from anybody, and I'm going to put the link in the chat. Let's see what Realist One says. Right. The main thing is to be happy regardless. But I say again, ladies, please be natural. I understand that. Do you mind the lace front every now and then? But it don't mean you always bald headed just because you wear a lace front either. But you know, can't so I want to know, if from a man, a woman's perspective, about what I was talking about today. Let me see. Going to put the link in the chat, and anybody that would like to come up, you are more than welcome. Let me see. Hopefully this is it. I don't have my mouse with me. If that's not, I'm gonna put it in here again. So yeah, you're more than welcome to hit the panel, and we're gonna stick on subject. We're gonna stick on the subject as what we're talking about. Okay, I have no sound. Let me see, where is my sound? Put one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me, please. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're gonna stick to the subject. Bring Arabia up. Hey, Arabia, how are you? Can you hear me? Arabia? Okay, maybe you need to drop down and come back up because I can't hear you. Okay. Let's try her again. Arabia? Hello? Okay. I don't know what's going on with her, but maybe. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. There was no
Yes.
sound. I was
Okay.
trying to tell you there was no sound, but you good. I thank you for
Okay.
the video.
Yeah. I want to make sure that people understand about I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with plastic surgery. Do what you do, it's your body. But do you think the real transformation starts from the inside?
You know what? Whitney Houston had breast implants done, and guess
Mm-hmm.
what they did when they did her autopsy? They had to cut out the breast implants. So
Mm-hmm.
my thing is, it's all good.
Yeah. So
Whitney Houston was beautiful.
yeah,
Look at
she
her,
was.
a beautiful woman. I can't get no breast implants, but I don't even want them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm 50 years old now, but I thank you. I'm drop down in the chat because I couldn't hear you. I was getting very concerned. I was getting angry.
Oh yeah. Don't get
Okay.
angry, baby.
All right, my baby.
All right. I appreciate you.
Peace.
All right. Peace. I have no idea what this little thing is. Let me get back on cancel. Anybody else would like to come up? Like I said, I'm just gonna just say some things about what I have discovered. As I go through this transformation even in my life, I've learned some things about myself, and sometimes we find ourselves not as confident as we should be. You know, um, I think anybody should be confident in who they are and where they came from, regardless of their background. I think that I know for me, you know, I had a, I, I had a good upbringing, but one thing I wished that I could have heard more from my father was that I was beautiful. My dad's thing was, "You all right?" Or he would say, uh, "Hey, okay, you looking good," or whatever. So those were the things I heard growing up and going to middle school. And I remember when I went to my eighth grade prom with my little eighth grader boyfriend at the time. His name was Cole. And I was all dolled up, ready. And my dad was just smiling. He was like, "Okay, looking good, looking good. Look at her." And he was just smiling and smiling away. And so those are the things that daughters need from their fathers or some type of male role model in their life, because they grow up like Angela. And no offense to her, she has a powerful story how she came to where she is now. Her father was kind of hit and miss a little bit. Wasn't I think she stayed with him for a short time from what I can remember watching her reality show, but the main parent in her life was her grandmother. Her grandmother was like a powerful source for her as she was coming up. So not having that male role model in her home at time, at all times, probably taxing on her as a young lady growing up, learning about who she is and learning how to, how to be accepting of herself. And maybe if she had more of that male role model in her life, maybe she wouldn't have got into some of the things that she got involved in, like started stripping, which, for different people, hey, it might be a great thing. Some people really make some good money, and not every stripper is an escort. Some strippers are they're very good entrepreneurs. They have other businesses, so they save their money to have their own different businesses so that they can get out of dancing, because I don't think dancing is a long term job. I think that it's kind of wear and tear on your body, especially if you're a really good stripper. But I believe if she had more of that, hey, how are you doing, Alphamelia? I don't know if I said it right. Whoop. So happy you came in. I'm a little hoarse, forgive me. But I believe that, like I said, I believe that she could have had another way. She could have went another way if she had more of that strong male role model in her life. But the way that she went, at least she's finding out who she is. And that's what I think a lot of us young women do. Even though my father was in the home, oh yeah, I'm happy you did too. Even though the father, the father wasn't in the home and my father was in my home, it still would have been nice to be more reassured from your father that you're beautiful, that you're enough, because as girls we need that, so when we become a women, we won't have such a struggle with our insecurities when people are trying to tear us down. And so she got involved in some things, but she's finding, thank you, Arabia, she's finding that, she's finding herself, who Angela is, not Black China, but Angela, because Angela is a brand. That's who she was representing, that brand. I call it the alter ego, like Beyonce and the Sasha Fierce. These are all alter egos, but this is not really who that person is to the core. This is just a part of the person that they need to have to fit the facade of what they need for entertainment. But this is not who they really are. Angela's probably, like I said, a sweet young lady, young lady. Maybe she's kind as Angela, but as Black China, she's the diva. She's like, ruthless. She's self-centered. She was very self-absorbed on her show when it was like Black China. But Angela is something totally different. And that's amazing how, as people, men and women, we put on facades. And sometimes those people only see the facade. So when they see the facade, they think that that's really who you are. But that's why sometimes it's good to rebrand yourself so you can come to know the real you and people can actually see the real you, right? So that's kind of how I'm seeing things now. I think that yeah, a realist, I do too. I feel like that takes a lot of growth. It takes a lot of surrenderance to something bigger than herself, to see that this is not who she is. This is She's really Angela. She's not Black China. And I'm so glad that she found out that, she could take all those layers off and be who she is. And that's why I was just like, I really feel like that's where I have been too. Sometimes you have to take those layers off of you, and so people can see the real you. Now, everybody is not worth seeing the real you. Okay, they just not. Some people need to stay on the outside because they don't deserve to know the real you. But those that do, you know, it's like give them a chance to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So I had to pull some layers off in me, um, because I remember when I was in high school and I had nice skin in high school. Every now and then I would have a breakout. But when I was in high school, I used to put on makeup. And I had a few people like, why are you putting on makeup? You don't need that like some of the other people do. Why do you do that? And I was like, you know what? I don't know why I did that. I thought, well, maybe it might make me look more appealing or better. And like, mind you, I was in high school. So, hey, Larry, how are you? So when I started, kind of, in my 20s and then in my 30s, when I started going to counseling and I started changing my mindset. Yes, I am from Texas, Dallas, Texas. When I started changing my mindset and I started taking some of those layers off, because layers are sometimes there to protect you. There are defense mechanisms, right? And sometimes we use defense mechanisms. It could be the makeup, it could be the way we dress or our hair, or making sure we in the nicest car, or having the nicest house, and making sure that we have appearances for other people. But at the end of the day, these people don't care nothing about you. If anything, they talking about you when you walk away. So the best thing for you to do is to learn to be happy with yourself and to see yourself as you should, which is a valuable person, right? And a lot of times we get blindsided by how our image should be. And I think that's kind of what not only Black Angela, which is Black China, saw. Some other people in the in that field kind of pulled away and said, "Hey, I kind of need to pull away from this kind of stuff. I need to focus more on my internal instead of my external." It's nothing wrong with looking good, but sometimes we can take it to the extreme. And some women can't take it to the extreme to where it's like, come on now, this is a little much. You know what I'm saying? My family, it's a lot of we have naturally thick women in my family, where it's breast, it's big butts, it's big hips, and sometimes small waist. So I have a lot of that in my family. Just in my one of my sisters, my cousins. And so there's a lot of things, we have on the outside. But, like I say, we can't focus so much on the outside. The real work starts on the inside. And that's for men too. Men think just because they got the nicest whip, or they can get any type of woman they want, or they making, six figures, they're doing it in the business world. That's a cover up too, because if that's all you're worth, then that's not very much. If all I'm worth is my tits and my butt, that's not very much. Because at the end of the day, if I don't have tits and butts, say for instance, if I lose weight and I'm just completely thin and I have none of the attractiveness on the outside, well, when I'm with someone, say for instance, I get sick and I'm with someone, is that person on the inside going to keep him? Because if it's just the outside, then that wasn't going to last anyway, because we get sick, we get older, we get sick. Anything can happen to you to disfigure your looks. So you got to have something a little bit more than the outside. And I think that's kind of where Angela is seeing, she's seeing it now at 34, and that's great. Some people never see it, and that's the harsh reality of it. Thank you. Yeah, so that's the harsh reality of it. Some people never see it. So the fact that she's 34, that was amazing. I saw it at, I'm gonna say at 30. I saw that, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to do some internal work, because being cute and having a bad attitude ain't gonna work. And I say ain't, that's not the proper English, but it's really the truth. It's not going to work, because people can say, well, she's pretty ugly, which basically means she may be pretty and cute on the outside, but her attitude and her spirit is ugly. So I'm still doing the work, because there's still some things about me that I'm working on and trying to get rid of. And this is how I see Angela. She's so calm. She's so assured that what she did was right. And that's the best place to be in the world, when you know what you're doing is right and you feel good about what you did and how you're progressing in your life. That's what makes life worth living. If you don't see your life progressing and you're just in drama, you're just in trying to look good and be good, but you feel a drama, you feel a hate, you feel all these negative emotions, you are missing out on life, because you're really not living. You're basically, you're living in vain, you know. And that's why, not just you. Okay, yes, that's right. And that's right. We all have some internal work, and then when we do get, you know, get through some of the I say kind of barriers that we've had due to childhood, you know, when we get through some of that, people can start to see the beauty that's actually really within us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so glad that I have a few people in my life. Hey, Alani, I'm so glad that I have a few people in my life that can see the internal work that I've been working on, regardless of how I feel sometimes. Because sometimes I don't feel like I'm my best. Sometimes I don't feel like I look my best. But when I focused on the inside and the things that I have to offer, it makes me feel pretty damn good about myself, because I'm progressing on the inside. A lot of people, like I said, like Angela and some of these other Instagram models, and I think she was what is that, OnlyFans. And she also got rid of her OnlyFans. I thought that was pretty interesting too. Okay, have a good night, Lonnie. And she also was a part of OnlyFans. And I'm like, with her getting rid of that, that was another big change in her. I mean, that was a lot of money. $2 million is a lot of money. And I know she had a particular type of lifestyle that she might want to, have kept up, but she didn't. But, she was like, you know what? Me being the person I want to be is worth more important than that $2 million on OnlyFans, because I'm not representing what I actually want to be. Right. So that's kind of what I'm sensing from her. Good night, Lonnie. That's kind of what I'm sensing from her. She really wanted to progress in her life on the inside, and you can see it. Can anybody see the difference from the Black China maybe a year ago, or just maybe a few months ago till now? I just think that that's amazing. Okay, free thinkers, good night. I just think that that's amazing to me. Okay, let me see what the real is saying. Just think about the younger girls who look up to the folks like the Kardashian, for example. It's actually better they take a look at what China did instead to know. Okay, instead to know it's more to life. Right, and that's true. It's more to life. Like I kept saying, it's more to life than your looks. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when you get old, you get sickly, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't have them looks no more. You got wrinkles. Your hair is thinning. You probably done lost some weight. You probably gained some weight. So it's like you ain't that fine person like you was when you was in your 30s, or oh, you was saying okay, or when you was in your 30s or your 20s or even your early 40s or 40s, you know. So you're not going to be that same person. Every year we're going to change. So it's more on the inside, like I said. Now I'm gonna pin the link. I want someone to come up here. I don't want to be doing all the talking. I want to give people a chance to talk and to interact with me. I know free thinkers ain't coming up here. Let me see. I'm gonna put it in the chat again. And maybe somebody will be brave enough to come up here. I don't know. Will somebody be brave enough to come up here? Come on, somebody. Let me see. I got the link in the chat. Let me see if I can pin it. But yeah, so there's some things. Have anybody ever experienced some changes within yourself where you actually, you could see how you worked on your inner self and how you became a different person by that? Like, did anybody ever experience that? Come on now, y'all hop on up. You hop on up. Look, free thinkers. I know he's not gonna do it. Come on, realist. But yeah, so like, and I think I want to share another video with you guys that I thought was pretty interesting. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all see this. Now, this is like I was telling you. She did go through a baptism, and I thought that was pretty interesting because she said that the reason why she changed her life was because of God. And I was like, wow. And in the name of the Holy Ghost. Come on, y'all. Don't forget this moment. Don't let, when you get in the name of the Son, okay, and in the name of the Holy Ghost. And everybody belief is different. So I'm not trying to push any religion on anyone. Everybody's belief system is different, right? So there's just some things that, you may think different about, that I may think different about, right? But it doesn't make either one of us wrong or right. We all have a different way of being, but this was her way. This is how she found her way. But somebody else's way, it could be different. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody's way is different. Everybody's way to becoming who they want to be is different, right? So I believe this was her way. This is how she found out who she is. And that's why I said she's basically rebranded who she is, from the Instagram thought to the stripper, to the stripper that was with the rappers, and the strippers, the woman that was with Rob Kardashian. I mean, she is totally rebranded herself. Like, I don't know if y'all can't see the difference, but she doesn't even look the same. Just her demeanor. That says a lot. That says that Yeah, she's doing some internal work and she's not finished. Just because she's made these few decisions um doesn't mean that she actually um is where everywhere she where she wants to be exactly, but she's on her way. Okay. Well, thank you, Arabia, for being brave.
I'm always gonna support your page. I love you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Somebody like me.
Everybody like you. You know, a lot of people like you, Selena, but you be hiding yourself. Don't say nothing. You
Yeah.
know, you
Well,
feel shy.
the reason why I am the way I am because
Okay.
I try to protect my peace, and a part of me rebranding myself is protecting my peace, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
if
ma'am.
I feel like something is going to disturb me or make
Okay.
me feel any kind of way except positive, I tread lightly. If-
Okay.
it's not so much I'm afraid because, but I believe a part of
But
me,
people are afraid to hit your link. Why are they afraid to hit the link?
I have no idea. And, I think I heard Realist talk one time on Nate the Great's panel, but
Mm,
uh, I don't know why people are afraid to hit my link.
I'm up here making me sandwiches to eat to the rest of the night.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just enjoying your voice. I'm enjoying your content right now.
Uh-huh.
And you're doing very good. I'm gonna drop down in the chat and you rock it. I'm gonna rock out with you. I'm gonna
But
rock out with you.
But let me ask you something, Arabia. When you were growing up, did you have like some self-image kind of problems to where
I was always told I was ugly.
okay.
I was always told I was ugly from a young girl. Um, and as I got older, I started looking in the mirror. I started I had long hair back then.
Oh, okay.
So when I went into prison, that's when I got my power.
Mm-hmm.
My power. And then when I got out of prison, I continued doing the power, even though my hair I shaved it off. I shaved my hair,
Mm-hmm.
all the hairs off my body. But what I do now, I look at myself, I say, Ray, you okay today?
Right. Right.
That's what I do.
And
Are
who
you okay today? So
who told you you was ugly when you were young?
um my adoptive parents,
Okay.
people I went to school with. As I got older, I stopped listening to their voices
Uh-huh.
because I became a rebel. I was like, yo, I'm rejected anyway, so I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I met a lot of women and a lot of men that like my look. They like my attitude. So it is what it is. But I have to live my own life. I'm 50 years old now. Whole week 50.
Yeah.
Almost didn't make another
Yeah.
on that bus, but I got through it, and I look at myself every day, and I hear the men call me a bull dagger. Oh, he come that butch queen. She come to the store again. Those dudes know in the back of their mind that's a tight ass pussy.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't care. I don't care
Yeah.
what they say about me.
So basically, and when you said you regain your power in prison, what do you mean by that?
I have no identity because I suffered with depression and borderline personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no identity. When I went to fucking prison,
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn real quick who I really was.
Yeah.
Especially when they put me in that room by myself, 3 years and 9 months because I was such a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shared about it on my YouTube channel. Yeah,
Yeah. I
a
tell you.
lot of those women, a lot. When I came on that fucking compound, a
Mhm.
lot of those women was writing me kites. put money in my books.
So you must not been ugly to somebody, huh? Oh, Lord. Somebody thought you was cute, baby. But like I said, and that's unfortunate that parents and adults talk to children like that. That's really unfortunate that that a lot of
Shit, my
children.
mother used to leave me in Brooklyn.
What?
She took me in the car one day. She said, "Gonna go for a ride, child." The child left. Told me get out the car. Shut the door. I shut the door. The child ran away with the car. I said, "Oh."
Ooh.
She said, "Mommy, go." You know
Hey.
what I did?
Uh-huh.
I held my composure. When she came back, I didn't talk to her no more. After that, me and her was enemies. We were enemies. All the way until the day she died. That woman was my enemy. When Sergeant Crystal Reagan died, she wanted to be my friend,
Yes.
but she was my enemy all the way to the day she died.
So I'm glad that you at least got some kind of identity as far as you just accepting basically who you are, because you didn't go by what you stopped listening to the voices of your parents and other people. You just started really just listening to who you wanted to be. Is that basically how you felt? You started listening to yourself.
I started listening to myself, and then when I ran back into my grandmother, she said, "Arabia, you are beautiful.
Uh-huh.
You talk well. You got all these wonderful gifts." But my grandmother is going through what she going through, and I only thing I can do is pick up crochet, yarn, and start crocheting. That's it. That's
Well,
my beauty right there.
Well, I'm glad that I met you, and I'm glad that you decided to just be who you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's a blessing. And hey, capital C, that's my buddy. Uh, and this is what the realist said. He said, I swear, if we stay stuck on what others think, we wouldn't even want to leave the house. Now, that's
Right.
and
Absolutely.
yeah, because people are, he said, folks are terrible, man. And that's what I'm saying. Just even though some things, Angela, which Black China, she brought on herself because she had that type of aura about herself, like, I don't need nobody, I'm the diva.
Well,
But
she's beautiful anyway, and her
right.
mother probably told her to do all that.
Well, probably she saw her mother hustling. I think her mother was a stripper as well. And so her mother always kind of hustled, to make ends meet. So she saw her mother hustling. So that's how she got into that hustling mindset of, working in different places, because she worked in a lot of food places before she even started stripping. And then once she got into stripping, she was making good money. She started getting notoriety from, like I said, from some of the rappers. Then she started to make a brand for herself. And when she started to make a brand for herself, her name was just popping everywhere. So this is how she became a celebrity. Then she hooked up with, a rapper, had a baby by him. And so she
Hmm.
keeps putting herself in the circles of the celebrities. So that's a lot of how she kind of brand herself, and she
Oh,
became,
okay.
yeah, who she is. But now she's kind of like, now she's like, all of that is really not important at the end of the day. It's about my soul. It's about who I am on the inside that matters the most. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So that's kind of where she is right now. And that's why I say it's a beautiful thing with her being 34, and she's actually getting that, because some people never get it. And,
Yeah.
and when they never get it, they are a sad case. They're a
I
sad
got
case.
one sister that actually sleep with makeup on, with wig on,
What?
and she got, she's a beautiful young lady. I know her all her life.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful, beautiful children, beautiful home. She's a veteran.
Okay.
Army veteran, and she feel like when she go to certain places and people call her mannequin and all this other bullshit. I'm like, you're not
Mannequin.
no mannequin. You beautiful. And she looked at me. She said, "Ray, you think I'm beautiful?" I said, "You always gonna be beautiful in my eye.
Okay.
Always gonna be my baby." Okay, I'm gonna drop down in,
No,
in
no,
the
no,
chat.
I'm not telling you to drop down. I'm just reading a comment. Capital C said that Kanye relationship pushed her celebrity through the roof. Who are you talking about, Capital C? We talking about Black China.
Black China.
So, Black China dated Kim Kardashian's
Yeah,
brother. It
I
had
thought she was married to him.
no,
No.
no, they were engaged at one point,
Oh Jesus.
but they ended up, I guess they fought so much that wasn't gonna last. So
Well, just look at Halle Berry.
you're right.
She got cheated on. Vanessa Williams got cheated on. All these women in Hollywood in the music industry all got cheated on.
Hmm.
What they got cheated on because they wasn't beautiful enough?
Yep, that's
Look
true.
at Lisa Lopez
Yep.
from TLC. That's my
Mhm.
baby right there. And she is a Cape Verdean American. Shout out to Cape Verdean Americans.
Shout out to K Verdians.
Yeah.
Hey Ben, how are you? Ben 73, my other buddy. Yeah, so like I said, everybody, I just say, we all have a path, right? And you just okay, he said, my bad, I'm thinking about Amber Rose. We all have a past.
Amber
Just
Rose is a Cape Verdean. She's
yeah,
related to me.
okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. We all have a past, but we don't have to stay there. We can rebrand ourselves into a better version of, who we want to be, who we are. And that's what I'm seeing not only with her, but I've seen that just in my life. I have in some ways rebranded myself because people want to put a t-shirt on me that don't fit.
Selena, you are beautiful. What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is people will put you in a box. They will put you
Oh,
as
okay.
this type of person, that type of person, because of maybe your physical attributes or how they perceive you to be. But that's why I said you have to sometimes rebrand yourself, which meaning show, hey, Uncle L, how are you? Glad to see you. You
Hey, Uncle L.
you have to rebrand yourself so that people can see who you
Oh, okay.
that's what I'm saying because I had to go through that. I went through that starting in my early 30s where I had to kind of be like, there's some things about me that I need to change because looking cute
Mm.
on the outside and not looking good on the inside is not going to work. Right.
Yeah,
So
you got a beautiful spirit.
well, thank you. I'm glad that at least you think that. But and a few other people. But I appreciate that, Arabia. And that's what I want to exude out of me instead of the darkness, instead of the negativity. So
Yeah.
that's why I talk about things like this, because I see how she has rebranded herself to be a different person. And whether it's through
Yes,
her
man.
yeah, and whether it's through her belief system or whatever it was, she is saying to everyone, it is okay to be it's okay to be different. It's okay not to be what people expect you to be. Just because you're a celebrity, you still are a person at the end of the day. And like she said on one of her interviews, she said, "I'm not Black China. I'm Angela." You know,
Mm.
get beyond the persona, get beyond how I look and how I come across, get to know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And that's what did you have something to say?
I smoking a cigar.
So that's what I'm saying. She wants people to see Angela and not Black China.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And that's what, we all should want to be. We all should want other people to see, like my name's Selena's. I want people to see Selena and not this other person or what their perception of maybe what
Selena,
somebody
you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
yeah, so thank you. And that's why I said I just want to make sure that I'm working on the inside just as much as the outside. You know what I'm saying? So,
But
um,
you know what? You told me, you
you,
said work on the inside. Brooklyn lady, tell me work on the inside.
uh-huh.
I look at Empress Lonnie One Love. She said, Ray, ain't nothing wrong with you. You got to work on the inside. Dig deep.
Right, and dig deep. And that's why I was telling you about counseling. I said a lot of people, and see, she's going Angela's going through her church, and she said she's also relies on some of the people that she's close to at the church.
Okay.
And sometimes, like I said, we can't do this fight by ourselves. Like, we need some other people that we can actually trust that can walk us through some things. We can't always be the Lone Ranger. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't always be like that. And and it used to be, I don't know if you heard that saying, it takes a village to raise, a child. I think that's how the saying goes. And it takes sometimes it
In
takes
New York, ain't no such thing.
yeah,
No such a thing.
and sometimes it takes a village or a community to help you to be the better person or the better version of yourself. Like, when I was growing up, I had a lot of people, like at my church. I had other people in other little groups that I was in that kind of helped me, stir me in the right direction.
I was in the streets. I was in the streets.
Yeah, see, you had a different upbringing than I did, but even in that Arabia, you still had some people every now and then that would drop seeds in your life to give you hope, to give you another perspective. That
Yeah, motherfuckers that want to kidnap me and put me
no,
on the street as
no,
a prostitute.
no, not that perspective. We ain't talking.
9 years old.
No, we ain't talking about that perspective.
I used to have to fight them grown women. They like, y'all get off the strip.
Yeah. Uh, Yeah, okay. Well, Gartrell says some people in the village are jacked up, and that's right. But I know for me, I had some really good people, really good mentors in my life. I had a lot of family, like a lot of aunties, a lot of older cousins, some people, a lot of older women at my church that I had, some mentors
I
that
didn't get that, and I didn't get that until I went to prison.
see, but the point of I'm saying you got it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And if you didn't have that, you really would be, to me, it was like you would have really never experienced how some
I
people.
lived in rooms with women that killed people,
Mhm,
and they every time they saw ketchup and every year that date would come up, they would bring it up.
mhm.
Now I'm up there trying to fight them, but I didn't have to fight too much. I get a book and read to them like they children.
They probably was scared of you, Arabia. So,
No, I'm like 5 feet.
oh, okay.
Back then I was like 5 feet, 100 pounds, maybe 99 pounds. Now I'm like 5 feet, 150 now.
Okay. Well, look, the thing about it is, just because you short don't mean you didn't have them hands. You know what I'm saying? Just because you short don't mean you couldn't fight. That's what I'm saying. So my thing is, what I'm saying is, if you didn't have those people to drop seeds of positivity in your life, you would not be where you are today. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
ma'am.
You
Yes,
will
ma'am.
probably be back in prison. You will probably still be doing things that you shouldn't do, even though we all have our struggles. But like I said, when you have some of the community, or you have some of people in your life that actually uh put positivity in your life, you sometimes stir to go the right direction instead of going the wrong direction. That's my point. And then you in that time, in that process, you are rebranding yourself. And that's what's happening with Angela. She's rebranding who she is. She's no longer
Mhm.
Yeah, she's no longer Black China. She's Angela, and she wants people to treat her as such instead of
Oh,
instead of that diva that she was before.
Wow.
So this is a new thing for her, and I'm pretty sure it's a new thing for other people that are watching, even little girls and teenage girls that looked up to her and wanted to look like her. Now they're like, wait a minute, she's doing this, she's doing that. Hmm,
Yeah,
maybe,
something different.
yeah,
Something different.
maybe it's not all about my looks. Maybe it's about being a better person. Maybe it's about, working on who I am.
Yeah, she did have a lot of young girls looking up to her.
Yeah, so now they're probably looking at her, looking up to her, but in a different way. Like, that's different. That's interesting, because it's like, I remember when I was growing up, like in
Mm.
the 90s to the early 2000s, like I looked up to, like, not look up to looked up to them as far as like a role model, but I always admired like Holly Berry and Nia Long, some of the
Yeah.
actresses that are older now.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of looked up to them and their looks and all of this like that. But then I have never seen not one of them do anything this I'm not gonna say bizarre, but this different. It's
Yeah,
so
it's different now.
it's very different. And I think that this should get young women to see it's more to life than vanity, right?
Yes,
And we
ma'am.
all get caught up sometimes, especially if you're a girly girl, you get caught up in vanity.
Because y'all girly girls, y'all get caught up.
Yeah, you get caught up in vanity and how you want to look, how you want to come across. But like I said, at the end of the day, if something happened to you, you lose your hair,
Oh,
or
wow.
you lose weight and you become a stick, almost like a
Oh,
rail,
geez.
and
Oh,
or you something happened to your face, anything, God forbid, could happen.
oh.
And are you going to have more than just a pretty face? Are you going to have just more than just ass and tits?
Mm.
Like, it has to be more. And that's what I see, that she's actually showing young women that, there's a better way to go, there's a better way
Yes,
to
ma'am.
live and be, you know and I think it's very admirable of her doing it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I never saw that coming. I didn't see her, making
Yeah,
it.
because we grew up on the images of Marilyn Monroe and Jackie Kennedy. We grew up looking at Naomi Campbell,
Uh-huh.
um, the supermodel Naomi Campbell. That woman is beautiful,
Oh yeah, she is. She's
and
very.
she is ratchet, just like I am, just like everybody else on YouTube. That
Oh
woman
yeah.
is ratchet,
Oh,
but I
she.
love her. I love her spirit. I
Oh
love Grace Jones as well.
yeah, Grace Jones is interesting, but she is who she is, and then you can't take that away from her. Some people are very different. So when they're very
Anybody else want to hit the panel?
Yeah, I wish Capital C, Uncle L, Garth
Uncle L, somebody hit the panel.
Realist. I can't get him on there.
Let's
He acting
let's rock it out. Let's rock it out.
that
She want me up here, so we're gonna rock it out.
like I said, the only brave people, that I've had was you, Lonnie, and I don't know where Brooklyn Ellie is. Um,
She probably sleep.
I know, and look, I know
No,
Cheeky.
she was doing her videos over there with her music and stuff. I was over there earlier.
Yeah, and I know Cheeky. She busy doing something.
Yep.
And Cece, she's gone for I don't know where, and I know free thinkers ain't gonna get up here, but talking about
Somebody hit the panel.
got to realist talking about I got you one day, whatever. You better get your butt up here, and and capital C, you can talk, so you can get up here. But like I said, I really wanted to do this because, like I said, I'm going to be even more rebranding myself, not just for others, but for me. And I want to continue to do that because as long as you live in, you still can get better. I know a lot of older people say, I'm too old to change. but you're never too old to change. The only thing is
Oh,
old about you is your body, but you can always make up in your mind you want to do something different
you
or
can
be a
change. You
person.
can change.
Right. So you're never too old to change. And I will not believe that lie that people tell themselves. We are never too old to change or young, never too young or too old to change. We always can make a better version of us each and every day. And I strive for it, even though I get a lot of, adversity. I do try to be better than I was yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna hit the mark because today I got real mad at this customer service rep, and I almost I think I did cuss her out. But I just said one word. But I said, you know what? And then after that, I had to ask God to forgive me. I said, God dog, and I hate when I get upset because sometimes I forget, that I'm trying to be a better person,
The same time when you working them kind of jobs, you gotta just take a step back.
Well, I wasn't working the job. I was calling someone from, because I was trying to get um, my Amazon uh, account open. They closed my account for some apparent reason.
Yeah, they
I
closed
was
my account too.
and I was trying to get them to do the verification so that it can open up. And this lady just wasn't seem like she was trying to help me, and it kind of got me upset. And I was like, you know what? And I, said something I shouldn't have said, but like I said,
Uh-oh.
I said, well, if God willing, if I live tomorrow, maybe I can do it again and do and not respond in the way that I did today. So
Yes,
like
ma'am.
I said, we always should be rebranding ourselves and trying to be a better person if we can. Like I said, I'm very proud of Angela. I think her last name is Angela White, which would
Hmm.
AKA Black China. I'm very proud of her. I think she's doing an outstanding job. And I just hope that she and others, as well as me and other people, can stay on that right path of, just being better, and being the new creation that we can be. And so I just want to close out with that, since Rabia, you're a rider. I thank you so much for getting on my panel and chopping it up with me, and everybody that was in the chat, even though y'all didn't get on the panel. You could have been anywhere else, but you came here, and I thank you for that. I love everyone that has came on my channel and has subscribed to me. Everybody that has subscribed to me is important, and I want to make
Yeah.
people feel as such. So,
Thank you to the subscribers.
yeah, thank you to the new subscribers. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Tell others about me. Like I said, and anybody have anything that they want to talk about that because like I said, I'm gonna talk about a lot of different things in the future, like having more interviews with different types of people, talking about different types of topics. Like I said, this is a
Every
channel.
time you do those interviews, really, Salida, I'm just coming to see you. I'm not coming to see them other people. I'm not interested.
Well, I appreciate it, Arabia. That that's a blessing that somebody actually wants to see you and hear you. Because
Oh, can you get an interview with that dude? I don't know what the dude name is. He's a gangster from Chicago. I forget his name. He was on. Oh Lord, I don't want to mention the other YouTube creator that did that video with him.
uh,
Maybe you can get more videos. I don't know. You know.
well, just hit me behind the scenes and let me know. Um,
Oh, okay.
and I can see who you're talking about or whatever.
I'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And anybody else, like if you have any suggestions, I'm open for suggestions, because I want to make sure this is a place where not only we're having fun, but we're learning. we are, as Nate the Great say, we are. No, I think it's the word say. I think Nate the Great said too. We're building, so it's not like we're, this is not a drama channel, and I don't even want to start going into that darkness. So I want to stay close to the light. So I thank you
Okay.
guys for joining me, and I hope that I didn't bore you too much, and I'm still regaining my voice. So I thank you for bearing with me. Thank you so much, Arabia, sweetheart, and I definitely will be sending you something pretty soon in a few minutes, and for your birthday. And I'm glad that you
Oh, thank you.
had a
Thank
decent
you, my
birthday.
baby.
A decent birthday. And anybody else birthday in here that's still here, just let me know. I want to say happy
Shout out to
birthday.
the birthdays.
Yeah, shout out to the.
When is your birthday? When is your birthday?
I'm in November, the end of November.
Oh, November. Okay,
Yeah,
you are beautiful, baby. Beautiful.
yeah. I'm the end of November, so I'm a
Okay,
November.
I'll look at that up.
They say I try not to get into astrology because thank you, Uncle L. Try not to get into astrology because that's kind of close to black, it's considered black arts. But
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
was they say that I'm a Sagittarius, so I don't know what,
Okay.
but I know from what I have read.
My biggest fans in prison was Sagittarius.
Oh Lord.
Shout
Oh, you are too realist. Okay.
out to Miss Butch.
Yeah.
She's from South Carolina.
Shout
Shout
out
out to South Carolina.
Shout out to the Sagittarius.
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to the Pisces and the Aries. Oh,
And the Virgos. Shout out to the Virgos.
shout out to the Scorpios. That's the Aries. Free thinkers, free thinkers, when is your birthday? Because if you Aries, I know yours is coming up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Real soon.
free thinkers. I might. Hey, I might have to come and give you a lap dance. I'll just. Oh, I'm gonna be like Black China used to be.
But you all natural. You all natural woman.
Yes, indeed. Yes, like I
Yes,
said,
ma'am.
I got it from my mama. Like I
Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin is in the house.
said, yeah,
Shout out to her.
yeah. Shout out to Real Bodies. Shout out,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
shout out to Titties and Booty.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, madam
Oh, we Scorpios on Valentine's Day freak babies. Oh Lord, what in the world, Gartrell? Oh man, I don't even know what that means, but okay, I'm gonna laugh anyway. But
Oh my goodness!
what is the realist talking about?
I'm surprised nobody hit the panel.
Yeah, see, they scared. I thought I had
Oh,
some
they scared.
strong men up in here. What's going
Oh
on?
my goodness!
I know y'all not scared of me or Arabia.
I'm supposed to get.
I really wanted a big panel today for people to come up and talk about different things, but especially when it comes to something like this, I thought was very.
And it's still young. The night is not over yet, and nobody hit the panel.
Nobody.
Oh Lord!
But yeah, but Arabia, shout out to the men that's in the chat. Shout out.
Shout out to them. Shout out to the chat.
Oh, no, we're 9 months after Valentine's Day. Okay, guys. And look, Gartrell. I think Gartrell is in Dallas. So
I'm still trying to figure out all these love letters I've been sending people.
oh, we ain't going there, Arabia. Look, realist, you in Texas? You in Texas, realist? I don't know where Free Thinker's at. He's somewhere.
Texas.
Yeah, shout out to Dallas, Texas. Shout out where everything is big in Texas. Shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, I want to have a big personality as well as everything else big. So,
Okay.
okay. Shout out to Selena. Shout out. Upstate
Shout out
New
to
York.
Selena.
Box
Shout out to Empress Lonnie One Love. Shout out to her.
pa-
Love you. Brooklyn
passport.
Lady Ellie. Shout out to her.
Shout out to Brooklyn Lady Ellie and passport or box be too good. I don't know what that means, but okay. Thank you. shout out. Shout out to passport or. Anyway,
That's what.
I'm like, look, yeah,
Oh,
shout
Lord.
out to Ben 73 for sticking with me. Shout out.
Mm-hmm. We rocking out.
We rocking out since ain't nobody gonna hit the panel. It's gonna be 1:30. But I wanted to tell everybody thank you so much for coming through. Thank you, Arabia, my buddy. Free Thinkers, Gartrell, the realest one, even Passport R, Ben 73, my buddy Free Thinkers, capital C, third letter C. And who else? Chicky, Uncle L. Let's see.
Shout out to the older.
Empress, Lonnie One Love, Alphamelia.
Shout out to the Empress.
Yeah, shout out. And
Mhm.
QT, Larry Coleman. Let's see. Who else did I because I want to make sure I shout out. Yo, is Mike. Uh I want to make sure
Shout
everybody.
out to the moderators that's in the chat.
Yeah,
Shout out to them.
shout out to all the moderators that I had in this chat. I don't know how the realist figured out that I was from Texas. I guess I had that Texas twang when I talk. Good night, everyone. Thank
Is
you.
it
Thank
really
you.
dangerous in Texas?
Huh?
No, because my nephew, he graduated from one of the military academies or whatever, and the father had to go out there. Our brother, he had to go out there. He said it's dangerous out there. I said, what's going on out there? He said he had to run.
Well, he probably was in Fort Hood, Texas. If he was in the military, from my understanding, either Fort Hood, I think it's called Fort Hood. But yeah, it's dangerous everywhere. But there is parts like, in Dallas. I know in some parts in Dallas that are kind of dangerous. But I'm used to living in the hood, so when I hear
'Cause
gunshots.
one of my female friends I used to sleep with in prison, she living in the Texas right now. Shout out to her.
Shout out,
Marisol.
shout out
Shout
to
out to her.
Arabia's ex lover. Yeah, so I'm used to hearing gunshots, so it don't bother me. I'm used to
Oh,
hearing.
okay.
I'm used to hearing fire trucks and the ambulance. I'm
Yes,
used to all
ma'am.
that. When you live in the hood and you've been in the hood or whatever, you hear all of that. So that kind of stuff does not surprise me. So I'm gonna just say everywhere in different parts is dangerous. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Other places that are safer than Gartrell. Okay, so me and you are not far from each other. Gartrell, okay. So yeah, so like I said, people can sometimes they wonder where I'm from, because sometimes when I get upset, people think I'm from Louisiana, because I I really just I go in when I get
You
real.
speak Spanish? You speak Spanish?
I do speak Paquito. I do understand a lot of it, but
Okay.
sometimes I can't speak it as fluently as maybe some others, but I can speak some. I can hear the accent. Yes, I can speak some, and I really try to work on especially when I was in speech school. I definitely would try to work on my articulation and stuff like that, because I'm like, I didn't want that South Dallas Oak Cliff coming out, and that that's kind of hood. So I like to sometimes, sound a little proper. So,
Okay.
yeah, so especially when I'm in a different, a different group or a different crowd, or if I'm doing a job interview, or if I'm, even with the, teaching class, I talk, normal, because those kids, they, they don't understand you being articulate. Sometimes you gotta say, go sit your butt down, that
Mhm.
stuff, because
Mhm.
is a different now.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I don't know how we got on that, but I'm gonna end this live before I say something
Mhm.
else. But I just want to thank everybody for coming through. Um, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
I'm gonna drop down.
I can't say thank you enough for Arabia. I can't say thank you enough for
I
everybody.
love you. I love you.
Thank
Regardless.
And I hope that everybody likes, share, and subscribe. Passport or I hope that you subscribe to me. I hope you like so far what you've heard. You stay blessed too, the realist, and I'm gonna enjoy my Friday night and chill because I've had a long week. So thank you guys. Everybody have a great weekend. I might come back on tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends on what
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna.
gotta go to work tomorrow,
Oh,
so
you do?
I'll be all right though.
Okay,
I'll
but
listen to you. I'll listen.
okay. Thank you. I
If
appreciate.
I'm subscribed, I'm gonna listen to my baby.
Thank you. And thank you, Gartrell, and everybody. Stay blessed. Realist, all of you guys are special to me. Thank you so much. Y'all have a nice night and be blessed. Goodbye, Arabia. And be looking for in a few minutes. I'm going to send something your way.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Be blessed. Bye bye.